Hey, it's James from Finney Electrical, and we've got Ellis from Finney Electrical, and on today's video we are installing this little Zappi. We've got this Zappi to go over there, so it should be a good one. Let's get into this. Right, so on to the job now. So we're working out my dad's little mini bus. Look at this. So yes, the van brakes have died. So we go downhill in Sheffield and the brakes didn't work, did they, Ellis? Nope. What do you think of that scenario?
Unfortunately.
So going downhill, going and then we're pulling handbrake, trying to stop. I think right, we're gonna have to crash into the curb here because yeah, it was a bit. You had one good press, and that second press were a bit weaker. And then the third one were like mush. Yeah, so we've waited a whole month. And it's finally getting fixed Monday. Well, diagnosed Monday. So, naughty Ford, we're not right impressed with them.
Not good enough!
So, take that information as you will. Right then, so we've got the Zappi, that's going to go here. So we'll get him unpackaged and we'll show you how to wire in the Zappi. So we'll get that mounted and we'll show how to, what kind of protections it needs. So let's get into this. Right then, so that's your Zappi then. So the untethered is very light. We picked up the box and we're like, crikey, has this even got a Zappi in it? So what we're going to do is just get the get this open and we'll see what's going on inside. Right then, so we've done it then. So this is inside the charger then. So on this one then, we've got this slightly different setup. So we've got a little radio unit then, so that's your Wi-Fi module. So that will connect up. You can get a wired one, so you can get a wired Ethernet if the signal's pants and it's miles away. But yeah, this is basically the charger then. So as far as wiring it up then, you've just got line there, neutral and earth, nice and easy. And these are your CTs then. So obviously the Zappi needs to measure the house's load. So you basically get a CT, which is a current transformer. You put that around the house's load and then it measures your house usage. So if your house is using, so you've got an 80 amp fuse and this is going to be pulling 40 amps. If you're already pulling nearly 80 amps, it won't be pulling because it'll basically blow your main fuse. So it's basically got that protection to stop that happening. But you can also use them other CTs for generation. So you can also put solar on this, put a clamp around the cable going out to like a solar inverter, and you can also see that current coming in and control it all through the app. So it's really cool, the app. So I'll show you that later. Right, so let's get this mounted next. We're going to bang that up there. There we go, that's his mounted up now. So what we're going to do is come through the back entry. So if we come through the bottom, you're going to see the cable just loop out the front of this pole that he's created. So yeah, we're going to have to go back entrance to make it look pretty sweet. There we go, that's that wired up now. So because it's on this wooden post, we can't send really long screws through, so we just have to just overkill it with loads of extra screws because it's just going to pull off as soon as you unplug your car charger socket. So it's car charger plug. So what we're going to have to do is just gunge over the front of these just so you can't get any water ingress in with this. Obviously it's just come through there, so it's going to gunge around this so it'll be nice and watertight. But what we've done then is we've used the brown and the brown white for CT1, so we'll have to match that wiring up the top end, and so that's to extend the CT. We'll show you that later. And then it's just brown, blue and then green yellow for your live, neutral and earth. And there we go. Right, so let's get this back now. We're going to gunge this up first. And that's about it. Lovely. So just to note then, this has got pen fault detection built in. So what that pen fault detection is if you ever lose your neutral to your house, then the earth, anything metal, will be the return path of the line. So everything metal will be live. So that won't be right good. So what you don't want to do is have your big hunk of electric car becoming live. So what this pen fault detection does is measure the difference between neutral and earth, and basically it will trip if it's greater than 70 volts, and that's how it works. So this has got it built in. If you didn't have it built in, you'd have to put an earth rod into the floor, or you'd have to put something called, well, pen fault detection device in, something like, there's a brand called Garrow, something called Matty. But yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare, so it's good to have it built in. And then we'll talk about the electrical protections on that end then when it comes to wiring up that end. Look at that little beauty. That'll do. That might end up in the B-roll. Yeah, then, so we'll get this on then. So I think, flipping wasp, go away. Trying to get me. So you just anchor it on the top, and then it should just clip in the bottom. Just blow the bit of dust away. and that is looking pretty sweet. Right then, so what we're going to have to do then, I'm going to have to obviously get all this hoovered up and that, but we're going to wipe the other end now, so there should be a cable that end. I'm going to put a little fuse box, so it needs to be a double pole RCD, so that could be an RCBO or it could be a RCD main switch, and then we're going to put SPD protection, so it's like a surge protection device, which will basically, any surges come in, it'll dampen that surge instead of blowing up the car or the charger, so it's good to have in, because it's, what is it, like 50 quid or something extra. So we just throw it in with price, and it basically stops the electrics dying. So we normally put it in for like solar and EV and that. Right then, let's go inside. Right, here's the plan then. So this is a little room working in. So the mains come in here, so that's your main cable coming in. So we've got a little CT clamp to go over there, and then them 2 blocks there, we're going to take some tails out into this little fuse board. So this is a little fuse board, and then from there what we're going to do, I don't know why there's 2 big boxes. Not a clue. Anyway, so what we're going to do is bring the cables into here, and then there'll be this breaker here, which is a 40 amp RCBO. So double pole is the main thing. So double pole RCBO, and then there's an SPD kit somewhere. We should have an SPD kit somewhere, and that'll be it. So we'll get that cable here wired in, so that's the other end of the cable. Right then, so this is your CT, that's your box mounted. So for your CTs then, if you look here, I've connected red to the brown white and black to brown. I normally do it the other way around, but that's fine. And then on this side, this is your main cables coming in, that's your CT then. So this just measures the load of the full house. So your meter comes in through that, and then these are your main cables. So we're going to bang that. There's a little arrow that points towards the house. So you want the house side on this side, so we're going to bang that on like that. Just open it up. There we go. So you open it up, and then it'll just clamp back down like that. So we'll put that on there. So yeah, Ellis is just wiring this up now then. So there's a lead from the RCBO, which will go into the neutral bar. And obviously the line will come off the bottom, and then I'm just going to wire in line and neutral for his 40 amp breaker for the EV charger. So that's them 2 cables hanging out, and then that'll be this job done. The earth's already wired in, and the main earth is wired in there. So what we have to do then, once he's done that, we can flap this up, that locking you off. There's just those 2 to wire into the bottom there. So that's like it's called a Ellis connector block, or 100 amp connector block. So we'll nick line from there, neutral from there, earth from down yon, and then that'll be this board powered up, and we can have a look at getting these Zappi up and working then. There we go, that's all in. So Ellis has done a great job. Right then, so he's got his so main cables come in, there's a bus bar across here. That is the MCB for the SPD. So obviously this is a surge protection device. It's green at the moment. When it goes red, it means the surge has taken place, and all you do is you give this an almighty pull. Out of my fingers. Great demonstration, and there we go. So that's what it looks like, and then you swap that fuse out if it ever goes, that cartridge out, and it just clicks back in place, and that really digs into your fingers when you take them out. What else we got then? And then we've got the RCBO there, so it's a B40, it needs to be a Type A RCD for this type of charger. Now there should be, some chargers might ask for a Type B, but you basically go off the manufacturer's specification. There we go. So that's that in, so obviously N for neutral, blue, and line, brown for that one, and that's this side wired up nicely nice. We'll get the board cover on that, get that labelled up, and then we'll get it turned on, and we'll show you how to set it up. Look at that, we're on then. So it's powered up then, so we'll go through the power up procedure. So then what we've got, it'll say like, do you want to do wizard, and we've clicked yes. So do you want to enable this device as the master? So this has got something called a V hub built in. So on the older ones you have to have like a hub, but this has got it built in. Now if you had other products, you could set that as the master.
You are on this council, but we do not grant you the rank of master.
What? How can you do this? This is outrageous. It's unfair.
And basically the master is like the brains, and then you'd connect other devices to it. So if you had like an eddy device, that would be the slave of this one, you see, when you connect it up. But if you select both as masters, they just try and fight with each other who's telling what to do. So this is the master.
The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master.
So it's doing a Wi-Fi setup now. What we're going to do is go in the house and press the WPS button, and then once it starts searching for Wi-Fi, it will just connect automatically. So that's the easy way. The other way is you have to go through this thing. So you have to basically go on your phone and look for this My Energy device. You'll type in this password, and then once you're in there, you basically find the network you want to connect to, type in the network's password, and then it links. But you've got to do it through your phone, so it's a bit more long-winded, shall we say. Right, so I just logged in then. So I literally just went on the Wi-Fi, logged in, and now what we're going to do is set a new password. So I'm going to set that up, and then we're going to search for this customer's Wi-Fi and then type in the password. There we go, so that's connected now. I won't show the customer's IP address, but there we go. So what we're going to do is press plus, and then it does a massive basically download for ages. So the new Zappies now, it'll go 1 to 100, and then it'll go downloading packet 2, packet 3, packet 4, and it's just, yeah. Look, it looks like it's just going to do 1 download, but it does about 10, so we'll see you in half an hour. Look at this, 99% 100, and it goes back to 0. So whilst we're waiting then, let's do an interview with Ellis. So, you're starting college, aren't you?
Yeah.
Monday. Started Monday, didn't you?
Tuesday.
Tuesday. How you finding it?
Alright.
Enjoying it?
Yeah.
Day a week then?
Yeah.
So what had you doing?
Same as last year. It's pointless.
So
I'm a year ahead pretty much. So.
he's a year ahead, but at least when he's 21 he can, and he finishes, he can get a van and work, can't you? Yeah. So that's a plus. So learning about fire extinguisher colours and
again
how to climb a ladder.
I have to do that anymore.
I know, that's it.
Yeah, I've passed it all, so I'm not going to do it again.
There we go, there we go. He'll take that. Still waiting, but yeah, so Zappi then, this is what it's saying, starting. Initial upgrade, so it's just a bit of a nightmare, just waiting and waiting. Got lots of office work done though, so that's good. Let's check, so Ellis is labelled up inside, so we'll have a look at that. We're on, so it must have got froze or something, because I've just reset it and it's all working. But you can see, the grid is pulling in and it's going towards the house. You know the CT is wired correctly and there's 200 watts. So on the app you'll have to see that. So obviously it's these different modes. It's on eco, or you can have it on eco with 1 leaf, and then you can have it fast charge. So most people just leave it on fast unless they've got like solar panels. Again, in the app you can decide the schedule, so we can sort that out. But what we're going to do now is go here, so that's your menu button. We're going to go on to information. I won't show you this. And if you press down one, there's something called reg SN and reg code. So what we're going to do is take that number and put that into the customer's phone, and basically all the data for the house, it'll appear in his app. Do go onto your second page of the information, so it says number 2, and you don't see an SN or a reg code. It's probably because it's not connected fully to Zappi yet, so sometimes you just got to wait, but it's worth sometimes just resetting it and looking on the Wi-Fi settings to see if it is connected to the internet. And what it does is it calls out to Zappi. Zappi then sees it come online and then gives it a registration and password essentially. And that's it. Right, we'll get the customer's phone now and type that in, and it should pop up on his phone. So there we go, that's all sorted now. So that is all linked up with the customer's phone. So obviously we couldn't film the customer's phone, but that is all set up. So on there you can basically just see your house in the middle, and then it shows the grid come in through that and then to the charger. I thought that was an hedgehog then. We might be able to get a little screenshot of the Zappi app if Josh can put that up. But yeah, there's a little house in the middle. But yeah, if you had solar, you'd have a picture of some panels and you'd go through to your house and then charge the house. And if you had a battery, you can get the Libby now. You'd see that then charge into your battery. And then if you want to charge your car, you could see it go from your house, well, through the solar panels to your house and then to the car. Someone's ringing me. There we go, that's the Zappi in then. So then, if you've enjoyed this kind of video, hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the little bell notification so you know when next upload. As always, I've got it from me and Ellis, and we'll see you on the next one. Look at that, Ellis doing the certificate.
What does it do?
I'll get you in a bit. Look at that beautiful charger, looking great. Look at that little beauty. That'll do. That might end up in the B-roll.